In the heart of the city, where dreams intertwine, sisterhood's a melody, a rhythm so divine. When the world feels heavy and shadows start to fall, I'll be there to lift you through it all. In the glow of the sunrise, our spirits take flight. Together we're unstoppable, shining through the night. With every step we take, hand in hand we'll go. In this dance of life, our love will always flow. When your crown feels heavy, slipping from your grace, I'll be there to steady, put a smile on your face. Through the highs and lows, the laughter and the tears, I'll be by your side, dissolving all your fears. In the breeze of summer nights, under starlit skies, we'll share our secrets, no need for disguise. With each whispered promise, our bond becomes strong. In the sisterhood of ours, we always belong. When storms start to gather and skies turn gray, we'll find shelter together, come what may. For in unity's embrace, we discover our might. Side by side we'll conquer till morning light. With every heartbeat echoing the songs of old, our connection's timeless, a story to be told. Through festival grounds where laughter's abound, we'll dance to the rhythm of love we found. So here's to us and the journey we share, a friendship unbreakable beyond compare. For when life gets tough and dreams seem far away, together we'll rise and greet each new day. In this soulful harmony that binds us tight, our sisterhood shines with a radiant light. With every note we sing and every dream we chase, we'll lift each other higher in this sacred space. Sacred space. Sacred.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I pray that you guys are having a blessed day. This is simply a midweek mental health check-in. You guys know I like to listen at the spirit and be guided by the spirit of God. When God tells me to move, I move. And so I know a lot of people are hurting in secrecy. A lot of people are putting on masks, going through their journey of this thing we call life without a GPS. A lot of you don't know how you're going to make it through day to day. Hello, anti-violence. Hello, protect your peace. Hello to everyone coming in. This was just a promptu live. I'm not going to be on here for a very long time. I was just coming in here to check on you guys, see how you guys were doing. Because again, when God placed something on my heart, I like to be obedient to the spirit. And so, as I stated, I know a lot of you guys are suffering in silence. A lot of you guys, uh, and a lot of you guys don't know how you're going to keep coming on. So I decided to listen. Hello, Chandrika. How you doing, love? I decided to listen to the Spirit of God and come on here and give you guys an outlet. If it's anyone by the sound of my voice that is going through something, that needs to talk it out, that needs some advice, needs some resources, I will be dropping the link. This live is dedicated to anyone that is in pain, that is need to talk. You guys may need prayer. You guys may need be uplifted. We are in a world where a lot of people are navigating without a GPS. A lot of people are broken, hurting, don't know where their next meal is going to be. And with eggs being $8 or $9 in some areas, you may have a little anxiety or a lot of anxiety of how you're going to feed your family. Also, public assistance is in danger of being cut off. So some of you rely on public assistance to feed your family, and it may be cut off as well. And so I know anxiety is very high amongst a lot of people. So again, this is just a midweek mental health check-in. I will add that to some of the commentary I will be doing. I'll just stop in and check on you guys because you guys take out some of your time to support my channel. I definitely want to make sure I am supporting you in return. So, from everyone in the chat, how is your midweek going? While you guys are answering, I will share with mine. I am blessed. You know, the enemy tried to attack me in a large range yesterday, but I'm so glad I'm in a new space and I protect my peace at all times. It doesn't matter who you are. I talk to people with grace and respect, and if you cannot do the same thing to me, towards me, I don't wish to deal with you at that time. If you continue to disrespect me, there will be no salvageable relationship that can be mended. People agree to disagree. But when you're communicating with someone, it's never okay to begin to be verbally abusive towards anyone. I don't care who they are to you. Respect is respect. So you guys stop being involved in these relationships, whether they're friend, you in a relationship with a man or a woman, or family. If it begins to be disrespectful, you need to get out of that situation immediately until you both can be in a sane mind. Or the situation may be where you're dealing with a toxic situation that you just need to take a break from, sometimes permanently. It all depends on the situation. So again, this is just a mental health check-in, to check on you guys to see how everyone is doing. I'm gonna drop the link if someone wants to come up. Y'all, I ain't even much got the link. I'm on live, sweetheart. Let me see. And what did I tell you when he bite? What to do? I popped and put him in the cage. Okay, well, I'm so sorry he bit you. Go put you some alcohol on it. Go put some alcohol on it and do what I told you to do. That's going to teach him that he doesn't supposed to do that, right? Okay. Hello, Brittany. Hello. There is the link. If any one of you guys want to come up, you do not have to come on the camera on my channel. If you want to come up and share what you may have been experiencing this week, we're in the midweek. We got 2 more days left in this week. It is spring break time for most of our children. And so I'm checking on the parents out there because I know the children may be driving you insane. Your refrigerator don't stand a chance. They eating up everything, probably getting on your nerves. So I'm just checking in. This is just a mental health check-in. Hello, Sparkle. Hello, Brittany. This is just a mental health check-in. Again, I'll be doing this sometimes during the week just to check on people and see how y'all doing. All right. Chandrika says, last week I was in a bad mental space. This week I'm good. I was being bullied by my salon neighbor and it drained me. I'm still recovering. Well, Chandrika, I'm glad that you are doing much better this week. But I just want you to know when someone bully you, it's never your fault. It's their fault. Bullying is never okay to do to anyone. I was attempted to be bullied, and I quickly showed that person some grace because I just don't have the low vibrational energy to go back and forth with anybody. And also it shows when you're not verbally abusive to someone and they do it to you, then it shows what type of person they are. So for whatever reason, your salon neighbor was bullying you, it is not your fault. And that person has to be accountable for that behavior. They definitely have to be accountable for that type of behavior. It is never okay to assert your aggression against someone, be verbally abusive, bullying, calling names when you're speaking to someone with respect. People pay attention what people say to you guys when they're angry, because their real true feelings come out. When you're in a disagreement and a person always find a way to start uh, talking about you, insulting you, calling you all types of names, that is how they feel. And when they calm down, they'll just try to pass it away as if they're upset. But even in anger, love's supposed to show up. We just went over that in Bible study. Even when you upset with someone, love's supposed to still show up. It's supposed to still show up. So y'all don't give people a pass when they upset and they start to belittle you, call you names. Don't bypass that. That person is showing you in anger how they really truly feel, and they're disguising it through anger. But if they really truly love you, even with anger, they're going to still show you grace and favor. They're not going to find the need to insult you and call you all types of names and belittle you or anything. Grace and love does not go that way. So if this person has done this to you over and over and over again, you probably need to choose your mental health over that buffoonery. And until that person is able to grow in the right areas, you need to let them go. It's okay, Chandrika. Yes, please grab the link. Here's the link if you want to tell briefly on what's going on with you. And the link is available for anyone. Hey, Miss Nina. The link is available for anyone that wants to come. This is simply a mental health check. How's your week going? How you're feeling? Because a lot of us are hurting in a lot of areas, whether it be you're recovering from a traumatic event, you may be recovering from that, or you may be facing some financial hardships. You may have a child or whatever it may be. We are all different levels of dealing with some traumatic thing that is happening to us. So that is the link. So how is everybody doing? How's your week? Are you having a great week? How is your week? Now, so far, besides some of the things that happened to me, I'm blessed. And I passed the test, so I won't have to go through the same lesson again. I've learned not to allow what people say dictate my mood and dictate how I move. If it disturbs my peace in any way, I move on, cut you off, and let you have whatever it is that you on. And I can love you from a distance. I don't have to deal with that. No one. And if you're the person that is bullying or being aggressive or belittling people when you get upset, you have to ask yourself, how can you truly say you love someone and when you get angry, you become hurtful? That's not love. And it's no excuse for it, especially if it's repeated behavior. Hello, Miss Colored Girls. Oh, I done messed your whole name up. Missing Colored Girls, how you doing? So, everyone in the chat, the question was, how is your week going? Are you facing some mental health issues? Are you facing some financial hardship issues? How is your week going? I also dropped the link for anyone that wants to come up and talk about it. Sometimes talking about it helps to get you some mental clarity, help you to get to where you need to be. And so the panel is open. I won't be up here long. I just wanted to come on and, like I said, be obedient to the Spirit of God when He tells me to move and check on His people. And that's what I'm doing. Protect Your Peace says she's having a great week. That's great. That is so great. Who else? Miss Nina, how's your week going? Brittany, how's your week going? Who else I made a Miss Sparkle, how's your week going? Miss Jasmine, how you doing, love? How's your week going? Hey, Miss Lisa, how you doing? How's your week going? How are you and your son?
You'll have to log into Spotify before we can move on with your request.
Big Spade, I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, T Nice, how's your week going? This is just a simple mental health check-in for everybody that's coming in. Please make sure you like this video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Brittany says she's doing okay. And if she gets stressed, she looks at her favorite TV show. She cooks her favorite dish. I think that you add this every week. It's good to have a self-check-in. Okay, Miss Brittany, I will do it every week. I will add a self-check-in every week just to check on God's people, my people, to make sure you guys are okay. You guys are in a good mental state, because that's important. Because we're living in very dark times right now, and it's good to have a great space where you can just decelerate. Because sometimes we have to be on 10s, and it's good to come down off that 10 sometimes and have a space where you can just talk about it and move forward. Protect Your Peace said she's preparing for bad weather coming in, high wind and hail. Yes, I just seen the bad weather. I am preparing for it as well. I do have insurance. My vehicles are covered, so I am preparing for it as well. Great thing. I have a fairly new roof on my home, but I will be watching for the damages that hail brings in. You guys know during these months, when it get close to Easter, we get some really bad weather, especially if you're in the South. Yes, it definitely is. Hello, Ronita Wilson. We have the same last name, love. How are you? Welcome in. Again, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Please like and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. We are now at 3,600 subscribers. We grew from when I first started a month ago. I only had like maybe 1,000, maybe I think 700 to 1,000. And the channel is continuously growing. We are almost at the minutes of requirement for monetization. And so we're excited about that. That was not our goal, but hey, I appreciate you guys liking the content and coming in and sharing a little bit of your time with me. So, Ronita, the question, this is a mental health check-in, midweek mental health check-in. The question was how you're doing mentally. How's your week going? Miss Jasmine says she's okay. That's great. I'm blessed. I can't complain. I am on my healing journey. You guys know I do therapy twice a week. My next therapy session is tomorrow. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I look forward to it. It is helping me in so many different areas. And then after this particular, I am in EMDR training. After this, I go to cognitive behavior therapy, which is really important for someone that's dealing with PTSD. Especially acute PTSD. So if you know someone or you may be suffering from acute PTSD, then it is very important that you do both therapies if medication does not help you. I couldn't do the medication. I tried medication therapy, but the medication therapy was having me like a zombie. And so I could no longer do the medication. I didn't know whether I was coming or going. And so it had me in slow motion, and I don't like the slow motion. And so when that began to happen, I told my therapist, look, I ain't taking that no more. I will like to try the EMDR. And when I tried the EMDR therapy, it is working. I don't feel the vigilante feelings as heavy as I did before. And so that's awesome. Miss Ronita said, I won't complain. I'm always in your listening, very educational, ma'am. Thank you so much, love. Thank you. I'm glad you decided to say something. You may have said something in one of the other lives as well. Sparkle says, a few irritating moments at work. Other than that, I'm cool beans. That's great. Sometimes our work life can cause us to start having issues in our home life. So it is great to make sure we balance both of them. For an example, if you're having a bad work week or something that's went on in your on your job that particular day, you want to make sure when you get off, you say a prayer, you let it go right there so that you don't bring it in your house, so it won't start to manifest in your house where you're angry or taking it out on other people. We got to make sure we're balanced. Now, that's more easier said than done, especially if you have a very high stress job. It's really hard to manage both of them without one of them bleeding into the other. Just like if you're having some things going on at home, you don't want to bleed that into your job because it will start affecting your job performance. Most people say EMDR is fantastic. Do all of you guys know what EMDR is? It is. It has helped me out a lot, anti-violence. If you guys don't know what EMDR therapy is, I will tell you. Yeah, baby. I love you too, sweet girl. You know why it's too cold up in this house? I turned the air on because mommy was about to melt. I felt like I was about to melt. I feel like I was gonna get frozen just like in the freezer. Oh, you feel like you finna be in a freezer? Yeah. Okay, baby. Mama will turn it down. I mean, turn it up so it won't be so cold. My baby girl says she feel like she in a freezer, y'all. So I got her feeling like hang meat. And I definitely don't want to do that. So I'm going to turn the... I'm going to turn the air up a little bit so she won't be freezing. Hey, Mama, yes, baby? Some water. Okay, look in the sink, baby. Okay, EDMR is eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing therapy. It is a psychotherapy technique that helps individuals process and resolve traumatic memories by focusing on the memory while engaging in bilateral stimulation like eye movements and tapping. Remember, we went over tapping technique. I now use the eye movement technique as well. So when I feel like my stressors is a little high, I do the eye movement as well as sometimes, depending on the stress level, I do the tapping. But now what I've started doing is not expose myself to things or anyone that will cause a high emotional response. I immediately detach myself from that, whatever it is, or a person that will cause me to have very high emotional response. Some of you may call it triggers. I stay away from triggers. Oh, I'm sorry, Chandrika. Chandrika just waiting in. Welcome to the panel, Chandrika. How you doing, love?
I'm sorry, I got some ice in my mouth.
Okay.
I didn't even know you had added me. Hold on.
Yep. I just said that anti-violence, and you are correct. It is used when you have been in very high trauma. It was initially developed for post-traumatic stress disorder, but can now be used for a variety of trauma-related issues. It is an approach to psychotherapy that aims to elevate the distress associated with traumatic memories. So it helps me so much, y'all. Love you, mommy. I love you too, sweet girl. So it helps me when it reprocesses it. I now can talk about the events, my domestic violence situation now without crying. I can now talk about it. So that is the type of things that it helps. The trauma memory processing, I'm now able to go to sleep and stay asleep without reliving what happened to me. So it is helping a lot. I love it. It kicked you out. Okay, let me put the link again, love. So I enjoy it. It is helping, as I stated. Um, so I had to recall my traumatic memory, and then what disturbs me with it. We talked about different triggers, how to avoid different triggers. All of that was important and key. So all of that is key, guys. And so it's very helpful if you know someone that is going through post-traumatic stress or any other trauma and medication is not helping them, please get them to try EMDR. It is a reprocessing therapy that will help you to be able to work through your emotions when you're starting to feel anxiety. It also um, helps the brain to be able to reprocess the memory, and it allows you for you to shift on how your memory is stored in your brain as well. Okay, welcome back, Chandrika. You have the floor, love.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. So I don't really know how I sound on the thing. This is my first time like actually speaking, but um I'm gonna just make this a little short and sweet and simple. So I have a salon, a very successful salon. It's called Kingdom Experience. And I have one, two, three stylists, a makeup artist, which is my daughter, and she's starting to do hair. So in my commercial building, I have a neighbor that actually uses a commercial building for residential, right? And so when I first moved there, my intuition told me that she stayed there. But hey, that's not my business. And she's one of us. So that's neither here or there. I'm not judging people for, their living situations or whatever. So I think we properly introduced ourselves. Like when I first moved in the building, I went over there and asked her about the hot water heater. And like when I walked in her salon, so she has the salon name and set up as a salon as her cover up. but actually in her garage is where she actually, lives and all that. So when I went over there and asked her about the hot water heater, which this was like 3 years ago, I saw her garage door was open, and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm like, it's a bed set up. We have a long day at work. We can go out there and sleep or whatever, right? And so she was like, I don't normally let people, see my space, but let me show you around. So she showed me around or whatever. I really feel like the fact that I saw that is what now looking back is probably what triggered her to be so mean, because she probably thought I was gonna probably tell on her or whatever. So
Yeah, she
y'all,
probably
let me
thought you was judging her. Was gonna
yeah,
judge.
so y'all, this lady has done so much to me, and I, as a Christian lady, I just kept trying to get her grace, like, like, hey, just, I had evidence, her banging on my wall. She was just so territorial over two parking spots, and she doesn't work there. She goes to her job during the day, but she comes back at night. And so last year it just got worse. Last year it got worse. But this year, y'all, so this year she just, like, man, just threw a fit on I think it was January the 4th, 2025. But she did the same exact thing January the 3rd, 2024 last year. So I tried to just, brush it off, let it go. She clowns. So when she acted a fool, I said, she banged on my wall, had a new client. I said, why don't you step outside? And so when I stepped outside, I said, why are you so mean? I was like, this is crazy. You are so mean to me. I haven't did nothing to you. And so she tried to say that my salon was ghetto. We ghetto. We this and that. This is what she was saying. Now, if you go look at my reviews, I'm 5-star across the board. I don't play that unprofessional stuff. That's what my name speaks. That's why my business is successful. So y'all, so then my daughter happens to drive up while we having conflict, words. And my daughter say, I've been waiting on you. I've been waiting on you. I'm tired of you bullying my mama, blah, 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 this. So y'all, comes to find out that her daughter and my daughter used to go to middle school together. And so her daughter reaches out to my daughter and say, hey, do your mama got a salon, blah, 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 next door. And so her daughter says, well, let's try to get come resolve for them so they could both have peace. Y'all, this lady has been lying on me for like the last 2 years, saying that I've been stalking her, putting dirty diapers in her parking spot, just different things. So I reached out to her daughter and was like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I'm a Christian woman. Your mama keeps doing stuff to me. I'm trying to just, have peace. This is what took the icing on the cake. So the Holy Spirit on Friday of a couple weeks ago had led me to go get her a gift. I went to go get her this pretty bouquet of flowers. I got her a card, and I got her this really pretty cup. Well, while I'm at my salon and I leave, I said, let me just be led by the Holy Spirit and go do this. So I leave. And so y'all, when I go to Publix, I got like 3 vases. I got like there are 2 vases of flowers in my buggy because I just wanted to get her the prettiest thing. And then I had this bouquet of flowers, and I just love the bouquet of flowers because they had like pink, yellow, green, teals, just some spring colors, something that'll make you smile.
Right.
So she just so happened to be in Publix. And I'm like shocked. So I'm trying to hide because I'm like, I don't want her to see me. So I'm like, let me hurry up and try to get back to the salon before she get back, because I still had to go back and clean up. I stopped in the middle of cleaning up to go get this gift, not knowing that she was in Publix. So when I see her, she don't see me. So I'm trying to hurry up and go look for a card to say the perfect words. I cannot find a card, so I get a blank card. So I sit in Publix parking lot and I fill the card out. Now, in my spirit, something told me to take a picture, but I didn't take a picture because I'm like, I'm not doing this for show. I'm doing this because I'm led by the spirit and it's from my heart. So I do this on a Friday, y'all. On a Saturday, no, I ride back by the salon. I put it on her door. I ride back. I see that she done took off the door. In my mind, I'm happy. I got peace. So I leave out Sunday and fly out Monday to go to Jamaica. When I come back, y'all, all hell broke loose. When I tell y'all, this lady, I had an anonymous text. Somebody anonymously text my best friend, and I call this lady my guardian angel. And she says, "Hey, I just want you to relay this message to your friend that the lady next door is trying to get, like trying to force me to leave. That she got my car towed, and it was something else she did." So now, mind you, now I get back to work on Friday, and I didn't even realize the car was towed until I read the text message. So what happened was, y'all, this lady took my car and the gift that I got her and used it for, like, I was trying to be evil and voodoo her. She went down there and filed a false police report on me and said that I had been stalking and harassing her. She got my car towed that was in front of the salon, and she was bragging. Now, how the lady overheard her, she was bragging about, yeah, she ain't got me this car. She trying to voodoo me, blah, blah, blah. And the lady said her stomach started hurting because she said that she felt like it was ill intent towards me. And she felt like that she had to let me know, and her spirit would not settle. Now, if this lady wouldn't have told me all this stuff, I wouldn't have never thought this lady was after me like this. I would have never thought in a million years she was the one that got my car towed. I would have never thought in a million years that she had, was using a card. She sent the card to my landlord. She showed the police department the card. But I say all this to say this. When the Holy Spirit leads you to do something, do it, because what happened was everybody couldn't understand why I did that. I couldn't understand why I did that because how mean she was. And what it did, it revealed her heart, because the people that she was telling, they looked at her like, huh? How do you turn that into evil? How do you turn somebody doing stuff like this for evil? So when I get back from Jamaica on Thursday and going to work Friday, I come back with false charges, my car being towed, and on that evening, she tried to pepper spray my best friend. So with that, she ended up getting a harassment charge. And now I'm summoning her. I got to finish my report, but I'm summoning her to court. And even as Christians, I couldn't understand why this was being done to me. And, but even us as Christians, it's good to, of course, we can pray. I had my saints on the wall praying for me. I just was, I had my anointed oil, put it on my wall. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna advise everybody: keep a paper trail. Um, when people do stuff to you, you can pray, and God can, come in and fix your situation. But I still advise some people to take legal action, or even just do a report. Um, even though that's not what you want to do, because your spirit, you're trying to get this person grace, but it will defend you in the long run if it get nasty. And it wore me out mentally last week. I had to cancel clients. I had to go to the courthouse. The tow company treated me so wrong because of the lies that she told. Like, they thought that I was bullying her. I was being treated like the criminal when I was the victim. They wouldn't hear me out. Um, it was just horrible. It was, y'all, it was horrible. And so now this week I'm in a better mental space. And as a black woman, I just did not want to be the one to like get her kicked out of her area, even though she was doing all these things to me, you know. But it has gotten pretty ugly. I just had to take legal action. And so now I'm at a place of peace. And I thank God that because I was obedient, that God has just been showing me that his hands has been on this all this time, because of my niceness and my ability to give grace. I would have never in my mind thought this lady was doing these things to me. And only that was revealed in my kind act that I did of how much she had it out for me. So yes, that is what I have been going through. And I'm in a better space now, and I just want to share that story.
Well, I'm glad that you decided to share your story. Thank you for gracing us with your story. I'm going to first start off by saying this to you. You are a business owner. All business owners are welcome over here. So if you don't mind, shout your business out. Let them know where they can get your services at. And all of that, because our numbers be numbering, y'all. They be going back watching the replay in high numbers. So let them know where they can get your services at.
Okay, so I have a very successful salon. It's called Kingdom Experience. I am Christian based. I am in Huntsville, Alabama, which my salon is based in Madison, Alabama. My social media is is Kingdom underscore experience. I am on Instagram. And if you ever want to inbox me on Facebook, my business page is on there, as well as my personal name, Chandrika Sanders. Uh, you can look at that. If you ever want my reviews, you can look at my reviews. They speak for themselves. And that's about it. And I have other stylists at Wells that does several different things. So if you're ever in the Huntsville area, Huntsville, Alabama area, you can reach out to me. Or if you know anybody in this area that's looking for a stylist, um, that'd be good to refer me.
I
And
definitely
I
will
appreciate
refer
that,
you.
Dr. Kim.
Yeah, make sure you give me your business information because I travel a lot and I have a lot of people that travel to Alabama through Alabama as well. So, first of all, God protected you by you going to Jamaica because it may have been an altercation with her having your
He
business sold
did.
and
He
stuff. So
did.
sometimes we have to look at the reasons behind the reasons. And so it protected you in a sense where sometimes our flesh gets involved, and when people do something to us when we know we haven't meant them any harm, it'll cause us to get out of our character. And with you being there, or your daughter seeing Annette, she probably would have got what I like to call the shit slapped out of her. And so to prevent you from getting out of character, it was meant for you not to be there. Now, one thing you said is key about keeping a paper trail. Keeping a paper trail, reporting all she said was very, very true, guys, especially when you know somebody got it out for you. But here's the twist. She see you as a successful, beautiful black woman that's doing her thing, got a successful business. You have clientele, people enjoy your services. And because of her living arrangement and her circumstances, she automatically begins to be jealous. A lot of her actions is of a person with a jealous spirit.
Yeah, and that's what the lady who I call her my guardian angel. So the lady that reached out to me, actually her niece and the lady next door are friends. And she was just saying, she said, "Shandrika, I don't know what you got going on for yourself, but when I heard this lady talking about all the stuff that she wanted to do to you, I just kept, it was just a sense of just jealousy. And I'm like, I don't understand. I didn't understand why. And my best friend, the mean one, I'm the nice one. And she kept saying, Shrika, why you being so nice? Why you being so nice? And I'm like, y'all, it's because my spirit won't allow me to. But because of the way that everything went, God exposed her when this happened Friday and we got back. Even the police, when we had to call the police when she tried to pepper spray my friend, my best friend, they was like, it exposed her because they like, ma'am, you cannot control these parking spots, ma'am. The car, she even showed the police. The police was like, ma'am, I would never use this for ill intent. The card was beautiful. My landlord said the card was beautiful. Um, and just how God just covered me. And now my best friend was like, now I see why you didn't act out, because now it could have had my best friend locked up, because she the mean one and she know I'm the nice one. She always let her protect me. And I used to be like, please don't do that. Don't, just chill out. But she said to me, Shadrika, from now on, I'm going to just start being calm now and, not react, because now I can see how God will work things out on the back end without you having to put yourself in situations where it'll cause you harm, or cause you your name, or cause you your reputation, or cause you to be on jail view in the world to see. You know what I'm saying? Just it behooves me, these bullies that are on the internet that I've been seeing, just like the one stealing your content, just that is sad. It is sad. and and I feel like people mental really do need to be checked, because my mental was drained just from this being done to me, and I hadn't done nothing to her, and I know my character and I know who I am. And when somebody defaming you like that, it just does something to your spirit. It does.
It does, but she was irritated by your spirit. She was irritated by your spirit. Demons don't like the light. And so when they encounter someone that's full of light, trying to live the right way, providing services that people actually enjoy coming to and paying for, and if they're not where they feel like they need to be in life, your light was irritating her darkness. And
That's
so,
what I was told. That's what I
yeah.
was told.
And so for me, I've learned to, we have a saying over here, don't allow nobody to trick you out your spot. You just said you got a successful business, so you handled it the best way you could. And on the back end, God protected you on the other end. So yeah, never, when you've gotten to a certain level in life, you're gonna have all type of demons coming your way to try to distract you. But don't allow anybody to trick you out your spot, and then continue to get you your evidence. And on this internet, y'all know I don't let nobody worry me, but I guess I'm from Louisiana, I was called country because I'm from Louisiana. I don't know what all my Louisiana sisters think about that, but I'm from Louisiana, so I'm country. Thank you, because I own a lot of land in the country. Thank you so much. Anybody have any questions for her?
Oh yeah. Do anybody got any questions? I'm sorry. How can I see if anybody have any questions? Just tell them, read them to me, Kim,
I
if they
will.
do. Dr. Kim, I'm sorry.
Girl, you could just call me Kim. It's all right.
Okay.
I ain't one of them people that's hung up on titles. I'm just Kim. I had to bring the doctor out because I had to let the bullies know to put some respect on my name. But I'm just Kim.
Yes.
Tony
I
said,
I before you say that, I do want to say this. So, in my mind, people struggle with mental illness and stuff like that, and everybody kept saying she got a mental illness, she got a mental, she's mental or whatever. But my thing was, and I don't know if you can explain this to me, Dr. Kim. She goes to service people at the nail salon on a daily basis, right? And so I just feel like like she works in the nail salon with the Chin Tones or whatever. And
okay,
so everybody kept saying that she got a mental illness, but I feel like if you can go service people and do your, go every day and do your work, how can you come back and bully me as your very own? So is that still mental illness, or do people really in their mind, um do they know what they be doing, or is this a type of mental illness? Because I don't see how you can go to work, service people, she does nails and feet, and then come back and do these mean things to me. Is that part of a mental illness, or do people play that role like it's mental illness and it's really not?
Well, sometimes you can have a mental illness and be functional. It's a certain thing that's functional mental illnesses. For an example, I've been diagnosed with acute PTSD after my domestic violence trauma that I went through. And it is a very acute mental illness. It is one of what we call a psychopathic mental illness. But I am very high functional, very high functional. I don't treat people any kind of way just because of the mental illness that I have. But you do have some mental illnesses where they can be high functional and still treat someone that way. It is not normal behavior to do what she's doing and has done to you. Don't nobody be on that type of time, especially when you're adulting. So I suspect some form of mental illness. She can be bipolar. She can be dealing with manic. She can have forms of schizophrenia and still be functional. So
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, go
yeah,
ahead. I'm
she
listening.
does have, she, from what you're describing of her, gives off the indication that she's not mentally stable. Because again, no one is going to be on that type of time. And then psychologically, when you do a kind gesture, you're then not going to turn it around as if it's something evil, unless she's dealing with a form of schizophrenia, manic, or something like that. But from you describing her, it does appear that she's dealing with some unstableness mentally. In order
So
to,
she said she got the car towed because she thought it was a camera in it, but like above my door, her camera, she has a camera outside to watch everything that's going on. But she got my business card towed because she thought that it was a camera in it. But I don't have a camera. I have inside cameras in my salon, but and that's another thing. So my guardian angel sent me pictures of her been taking pictures of the cars that was outside since 2022. I got all the evidence because she don't know I have this, but I actually got a picture of her. She even took a picture of the car getting towed that evening. I have that picture. So I had to submit all this stuff to the magistrate to like take out to get her, press charges.
she's exhibiting a someone behavior or someone that's a paranoid schizophrenic.
Okay.
We covered paranoid schizophrenia for Miss Lisa. Um, Paranoid schizophrenia. I'm going to give you some of the attributes of someone with paranoid schizophrenia. Give me 1 minute. Let me pull my notes up.
Okay.
Um, Paranoid schizophrenia is a subtype of schizophrenia characterized by persistent delusion and hallucinations, often with a paranoid theme. Does that sound familiar? A lot of things she do, like she had the car towed because she thought it was a camera. She think that you're stalking and harassing her. All of that is delusion. Some of the symptoms is delusion, false beliefs that are not based on reality, such as persistent, followed, or controlled by others. They have a delusion that they are being followed or sometimes controlled by others.
Okay,
Hallucin-
okay. I could see that because when I told her that in the card I put in there that, I just knew that God was confirming that this is what I was supposed to be doing because I saw her in Publix. I even put that in a card, but it wasn't saying like I was following you. I was just led by the Spirit to go to Publix and you just happened to be there. So she used that as me following her and stalking her. Like, that was her reason of putting out the charges because, but I'm like, how can I stop? We work not right next door to each other. Like Publix is 2 minutes from the salon. I'm not trying to figure, like, I was led by the spirit, and in my mind it just confirmed, like, Chandrika, you're doing what I told you to do. When I saw her in Publix, that's the only thing that I got, with that God was saying, just concealing the deal, like, you're being obedient to my word, or being obedient to what I told you to do. And she used it as me stalking her in Publix and following her.
Right. And so that's part of delusional behavior. So then we have hallucinations, sensory experiences that are not real, such as hearing voices, seeing things that are not there, or smelling odors that others do not perceive. Disorganized thinking, difficulty with logic reasoning, expressing thoughts clearly, and following conversations. So she was really, really not in touch with reality for the delusional, and also very paranoid. So that's where it comes in with the paranoid schizophrenia. The disorganized thinking. You gave her a gift, and she then turned it as if you were doing something to harm her. Suspicion and distrust. That is the behavior of thinking that you are following her, trying to do harm to her. It is a persuasive feeling of being watched, followed, or threatened. Withdrawal from social interactions, difficulty maintaining relationships due to paranoia and fear. Cognitive problems, difficulties with attention, memory, and problem solving. That's only some of the symptoms of paranoid schizophrenia. But she's checked off several of these bulletin points from her behavior. And so
Okay, do you mind watch Club Wrong going on a date? Because now she came back so fast and they
Hold
already
on,
here.
hold on, hold on 1 second. I'm on the button quickly.
Okay.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So she's checked off one, two, three, four. She's checked off about 5 of these symptoms. And so it will be a good idea, if she's brought up on charges, that she then go get her psychiatrist. And it wouldn't shock me if she's already had mental health treatment and is offered her medication. She may
That's what
be
that's
for
what
treatment.
that's what one of my clients, who is a counselor, she said, and even her kids now, her daughter has been reaching out to me and asking, would we be willing to drop the charges? Her mama has mental, and can we have compassion for her? And I'm like, look, I tried to tell you a couple months ago, like, your mom keeps bothering me, and she just took it too far this time, and I just can't let her get away with this, because it has cost me time, money. It's really been stressful, like, the tow company had charged me like $580 to get my car. And then when my landlord stepped in, was like, hey, um I didn't authorize her to do this. They was like, well, we not biting the cost, so they took it down to 175. So I had to pay that, but my landlord told me he was going to reimburse me. But just the fact of the mental things, like, that I had to go through, the tow company bullying me, and then her putting these false charges on me. And then after she did all this, she wanted to go back and I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, like, recant her like,
She wanted to
basically
take back
make
her
it go.
claim.
Yes, and then she wanted to try to go get my car back out towing, talking about she got triple A. Was at work. She was talking to
Well, when she tried to retake back what she has done, she may have not been in one of her episodes. She may have came down off of one of her episodes. But
gotcha.
she must, and if you're a paranoid schizophrenic, or any uh any mental illness that requires medication, it requires medication. This particular one, it reduces delusion. It reduces the hallucinations. It also diminishes the deorganized thinking. So they can be functional if they're on medication. But I would say go ahead on and follow through with the charges. Now, because of her mental health illness, and if it has been documented and she's been treated for it more than a year, it's possible if she gets back on her treatment and she goes through therapy, where she's probably going to be required to have a 72-hour hold so that they can get her back stable. They probably will make her pay you restitution, and they probably will drop the charges because the mental health laws, before the orange man takes them away, it will protect her.
And I get that, and I'm not the things that she done. It's been very mean. It's been very disturbing, but it's not to the point where I just want her to like. That's not what my heart is like, but I feel like that it needs to be known. Like, you can't keep doing this to people and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? I just want my story, like, things to be heard. Like, hey, this is what she did to me. This is what, like, I have all my proof, and if she had to pay me restitution, that's fine. But what I told my landlord, I'm not going to continue to keep paying you $1,600 and have to go through this bullying. Like, my clients, I have a serene, calm atmosphere, and you're gonna have to do something about this. Like, she treats this building like an apartment complex, and that's not fair to me because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and she's not. So you're gonna have to do something about it. And so when he wasn't trying to hear me out, when I called that medicine inspection people and told them, hey, this lady is using this for residential, I don't know what happened, but he said he ended up getting like a $20,000 fine. But he is on my side now. He on board now. It's like it's like night and day now. Like, Chandrika, I'm so sorry. I'm not doing this. I'm not, I don't want to talk too much, but yes,
She probably
yes.
is on medication now. They probably advised her, hey, you facing some jail time if you don't get back consistent with your
I
medication.
feel like that because when she did all this, she left for a whole week because they said she was scared. And now it just seems like everything just been so calm. Even my guardian angel said that she just been real calm and quiet. So I'm thinking that after she got on her meds, she came back and felt like more calmer because she literally was gone for a whole week after she did
Yeah,
all
she was
this.
probably put on a 72-hour hold and they kept her for a few more days. Because when you get off your medication and you're diagnosed with something as serious as an acute mental health condition, which is paranoid schizophrenia, you automatically are going to be held for at least 72 hours until they get you back stable on your medication. Because without the medication, you become a threat to yourself and someone else, because you're going to be doing a whole lot of very abnormal things, because you are, and then you will kill someone, unalive someone, because you feel like they are a threat to you and they may not be doing anything. You do have some questions as well, Chandrika. Let me find them.
Okay. Okay.
All right. First question was from anti-violence. What legal action did you take?
So I wasn't going to take legal action at first, but when I got the anonymous text and that was told to me about everything that she was doing, that's when I had to take legal action. So I went up there to the courthouse. They looked at everything, all my text messages, me reaching out to the family, my text messages, reaching out to my staff saying, hey, y'all, keep the peace, don't park over there. I had pictures of, I just had a lot of evidence. And so one of the lady said that one of my biggest evidence was my daughter, her and my daughter conversing with each other, where she's basically, they're trying to come to a resolve. So Monday, me and my daughter, are we going up there, and I'm not going to do one for her arrest because my best friend is pressing charges on her for the pepper spray situation. I want a judge to hear me out, so I'm summoning her. So that's where we're at now.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
summoning her to court. Okay.
Next question is Brittany, and it is, what is the status of the situation now? Are y'all going to court? I think you just answered that one.
Yeah. So we will be going to court, and this just started. I've only been back from Jamaica 2 weeks, and the last week was the main things that I was trying to focus on was getting a car out of towing, printing out my evidence so that I can know that I had a case. And that's why I'm saying always keep a paper trail, because I didn't take this seriously. The stuff that happened like a year ago, they couldn't use, because you have I don't know, most states statute of limitations, but you have a year to press charges on somebody when they do something to you. And that's why I say keep a paper trail, or even writing a report if somebody's doing something to you, so that you can always have the evidence and the protection of just having a paper trail. Um, and it's just a great thing that she ended up repeating what she did exactly a year ago in 2024 and 2025. So I had so much evidence just in these two months to be able to make press charges.
Okay. And let's see, did you have any more? Let me see.
Chosen X, do I feel like it was demonic? Yes, I do.
Yes, that was the next one I was going. Yes, and I stated yes, I believe it also was demonic presence as well. And you
Yes.
guys, when you have a serious mental illness like that, you cannot abuse alcohol or drugs, because what is going to happen is it's like pouring gasoline on an already lit fire. Your symptoms is going to magnify to the 10th power. So if you
Okay.
paranoid, you're gonna become more paranoid. If you're manic, your mental health, your instability, where you on your high highs and your low lows, you're going to have some very high highs and some very low lows. So the wrong thing you can do with someone that has a mental illness, especially one of those I just mentioned, or acute PTSD, whatever the case might be, allowing them to abuse alcohol, whether it's around you or you supplying it, is a no-no, because they can become very violent and unalive you or themselves in a rage.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that, Miss Kim, because I didn't know this, but she indulges in marijuana. And see, even my landlord tried to accuse us as, so I'm like, I don't do that stuff. But that's because when she does it, she does it outside. And even my stylist told me, she be smoking outside. I'm like, what? I didn't know this. And my husband told me as well that she smokes a lot outside, and so she does indulge in marijuana. So I don't know if that's like part of a drug too, or it could be a part of her hallucination or whatever. But yes, she does indulge in it.
Well, marijuana, because of the high level of THC that they put in the marijuana, THC mixed with a condition like paranoid schizophrenic is a no-go. They'll be seeing flying monkeys. They'll be seeing things coming at them that is not coming at them, and it gets really, really dangerous. Brittany asks, "Do you have your car now or no?"
So yes, I got my car two days ago. Two days ago, I did get the car. Yes. Yes. My landlord, he called the tow company, Smoke, on my behalf, and basically told them, look, this person authorized a towing without my permission, and we're taking charge, but we're taking legal action. And so yes, I did. It cost me, but my landlord is going to reimburse me. The landlord of the actual commercial building is going to reimburse me for my money.
And that's great that you have that type of landlord with a compassionate heart, because you have some a-hole landlords that wouldn't care, but I'm glad that you have a landlord that is making sure he or she is righting the wrong of this individual. Miss Angela said she has a son that was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. He's on medication and he's doing time for probation violation and some other things. She says she personally think that is the best place for him right now. Miss Angela, we're gonna send some hearts out to you. I
Yeah.
also seen Tony stated her daughter is dealing with that condition as well. We're sending some special hearts out to you, beautiful queens, because when you are dealing or caring for someone, Miss Lisa's son as well, it is very hard and very heartbreaking, especially when they're having one of their episodes, to see someone you love struggle in such a way. And sometimes jail, when he's dealing with the type of issues that he's dealing with, Miss Angela, jail just may be saving his life right now, because he's able to,
Yes.
if he in a facility that cares. I'm gonna say that because our jail system is a hot mess in certain areas. But if he's in a facility that cares, that's getting him the mental health that he needs, then he's becoming stable on his medication, and he does not have some of the openness to get certain drugs. But now let me tell y'all, these jails are becoming off the chain. They're now being able to get drugs in their cell phones. They in there living like they on the outside world for real, for real. So I would just say he don't have the openness to get some of the drugs. Let's see who else. I'm chosen says she agreed mental illness comes from either a supernatural or physical, and some where her physical allowed an open doorway to a demonic realm. That's a possibility. Um, but some mental illnesses, guys, it's an imbalance in your brain. Some they can do I would say demonic behavior, but some of it is a chemical imbalance in your brain. Or it was genetically passed down to you. That's why as parents, we have to be very careful when we bring children, when we choose to pro-conceive. Because if you are dealing with mental illness or some health issues and you get with someone that has the same thing, you guys both have raised the high probability that your seed will be born into this world with some of your issues, especially acute mental health issues. Okay, so she said her son was using weed and started experimenting with meth. Yes, Miss Angela, I feel like jail is the best place for him right now. Miss Tony said, Angela, my daughter was 3 years ago, but been off medication a year and doing well. Someone said she wasn't diagnosed right. She's just battling, not knowing how to use her spiritual gifts, but I don't know. Tony, it is very possible. That's why I tell people when they get their first initial diagnosis to go and at least get 2 or 3 opinions. Don't just take the first diagnosis, because another psychiatrist may see things a little differently by dubbing a little deeper in the symptoms, their everyday life, etc. Don't just take the first diagnosis. Anti-violence say, yeah, if you have a mental health issue, alcohol and drugs, or no. Absolutely. You don't want to do that. And Chandrika said this young lady was smoking weed. And you know, some of these weed men, they put a high level of THC in there just to get you higher. And if you dealing with that, I'm chosen said, I don't think I said it right, but I will have to talk instead of type to explain. Okay, I'm chosen. The link is down there if you want to come up and talk. Tony said, my daughter smoked heavy to bury the voices, and I used to think someone laced my child. That is very possible. That happened to a family member of mine, and after that, it caused her to be, um, it caused her to have a paranoid schizophrenia. Let me just say that. I think her drink was laced, so it is a possibility that that could have happened to her. That's why, to all my smokers out there, you do what you want to do, but let me give you an advice if you're a smoker. Some of my people are happen to smoke to manage pain. You may have had a bad injury and you refuse to take pain pills, and so you're on medical marijuana. Do not smoke already rolled up weed. Period. When you're going somewhere, bring your own stash, your own stuff rolled up, and you smoke. Do not puff pass with people you do not know. So we gotta take some of our precautions to avoid being laced. Now it's fentanyl that you have to worry about as well. And the fentanyl is this dummy fentanyl that's causing people to lose their life immediately. You're welcome, Sean. We appreciate you telling your story. Nobody else had any questions for Sean? Let me put this link back in here again. All right, Sean. I don't think anybody had
Okay.
but someone drop her link in the channel so that I can subscribe to her as well.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. I really be enjoying your lives and stuff. I've been learning so much, even with the credit repair on Queen Fee um uh platform. And then it's just so refreshing to just to hear some positive things that, with everything that's going on, and just all the things that different platforms I've been supporting. So I know that your channel is starting off small, but I pray that God just continue to give you overflow, and that your channel go far.
Well, thank you so much. When God is in the midst, it can't help nothing but to elevate. I will not allow
Right.
anybody to trick me out of my character. I don't do the hurrah, hurrah. I don't do the organ. I don't do, as I said, I don't do beef. I hardly have beef for dinner, so I sure ain't gonna do it on Beyonce's and Donald Trump internet. And so I believe that God is going to make a way for us all. So I continue to pray nothing but success for your business. I definitely will be dropping your business name with me or any of my other people is in Alabama. I'm actually trying to get some property in Alabama. So if you know some property that's in a very good area, please let me know. I do not have any property in Alabama, and I am looking to get at least one.
Oh yeah, my husband, he's very good at that, and he always talk about the places in Huntsville, Alabama. It's growing, but it used to didn't be as expensive as it was. It just all of a sudden everything just started increasing. And but my goal is I want to get some land so I can. I wish I would have had more knowledge, because I raised 5 kids as a single parent. If I had more knowledge on finances and stuff like that, I would have got my family together and built a family compound. That is like my was my desire, to have all my family on one piece of land, and us just put our money together and just build off of that. And I just
You still can do that. You still can do that. It's ways that you can get your land. You Is grants for building on your own acres of land. Well, how y'all think Boosie doing it? Boosie got the capital and the money, but he done tapped into some of that knowledge of how to build things on your own compound. And so I definitely will be teaching that credit building business credit will start back next week, next Wednesday. And I'm gonna show you guys how to build business credit so you can get loans off your business. You don't have to use your personal guarantor. if you're looking to get in the real estate business, whatever business you in, I have the tools and dropping the knowledge for you. I am not a gatekeeper. I believe all of our people can win, and so I definitely will be bringing that information. I'm also going to pull up how to file for you a business loan. I'm going to give that information, how to write a business grant. So if you guys if you guys have a business or thinking about starting a business, you definitely don't want to miss that
So,
class.
Dr. Kim, I'm glad you said that because I do have another business that I wanted to start this year. I have the capital to do it. I was gonna use my own money, but I'm glad you said that because if I don't have to use my own money, then I don't want to use my own money. But also just you helping me to get my finances to grow because I got a great savings, but I don't know what to do with it. Like for it to grow, it's just sitting there. So yeah, I would like to talk to you about that because I wanted to get my other business off the ground and I was going to use my own capital, but if I don't have to, I want to definitely be in that on your hear that on your platform.
Well, you definitely will hear it. I'm going to enter my business number in the chat as well. If you guys
Okay.
have any questions on business when I'm not on YouTube, I'm available. Even when I'm not on YouTube, if you guys have some business credits, definitely you don't want to use your own capital if you can use someone else's. The government been taken away from us since we've been born. So why not use the information and the resources that the other people use to tap into? You can open up your CD with some of your savings so that it can grow interest and get you some money back. But we'll talk about more different things. I'm finna put my number in just a minute. Some of you have my personal number, but both my personal and business number is tied to the same iCloud. So it's really the same number. And that's my number right there. Sean, you can text me anytime if you have any business related questions or you may need prayer, whatever the case might be. You guys take that number down. That's out in the chat. If you guys have any questions and I'm not on YouTube, there is my number to reach me. A couple of you already have my number, and that's fine. But if you don't, there goes the number. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay, I
it
got
will
you.
be Wednesday. So you guys set your notifications. It'll be Wednesday at 8 p.m. We will go over business credit. We're gonna get the business clear before this homeboy remove everything that's available for us. We gotta jump on it before he decide he wake up one day and want to take the business opportunity stuff away too. So let's see. But thank you so much, love, for coming up.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Kim. I'm about to drop down and I'll be in the chat. My daughter, she's asking me a question. So yeah, so I appreciate you and I look forward to talking with you on the back end about some more business stuff and just letting you, kind of guide me on what I can do with my finances and business stuff. Okay.
Okay, I'll be honored too. You have a good evening. I'll see you in the chat.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
I'm chosen says I was the mom who would never allow my child to lay up or smoke drugs, but I prayed about it and I actually balanced her. I've sent her to therapy and she didn't complete it because she said it made her sadder. Well, what type of therapy was she in? I'm chosen. Chandrika says she have a high yield savings. It's 4.3, but I don't mind moving my funds. You Chandrika, with that, you don't want to completely move all of your funds, but you can move some of them into a different system. When we'll talk on the back end and you let me know what you're trying to accomplish, what are you looking for to get out of an investment account, and then I can be able to tell you what the right one will be to work out for you. because I have a CD. I actually have 3 CDs. I own land, and I own property. Tony said her daughter is 29. I'm chosen says then my them traumatized my kids even more by letting them and beat me in my face in front of them. But God, I'm chosen. You're not dumb. You cannot control a man putting his hands on you if that's what he has in his mind to do. You're not dumb. Or how's she doing right now? My kid's father committed suicide. She was a daddy's girl. It was a help. It was to help her get through life. She was angry. I understand that. If you are able to, and I know you be having your grandbaby. If your grandbaby is not asleep, grab the link I'm chosen. I need to know what area you're in, too, so we can get you some resources. That is the link for anybody else as well that want to join and tell how their week is going, or share a story, or how they are holding up, or whatever the case might be. Tony, if you want to talk about your daughter, there's the link. Or my other Louisiana sister, if you want to grab the link to talk about your son or something that's bothering you, the link is in the comments. Anti-violence said, I'm chosen. There are different therapies. We talked about how everyone says EMDR is great. EMDR is a great therapy for someone that has experienced the trauma that you and your daughter have experienced. I'm chosen. Tony said, I was the fighter in my first marriage, and my 34-year-old is the same way now. I feel so bad she saw that growing up. When you say you was the fighter, Tony, what do you mean? So no, and then I know it's easier said than done when you blame yourself, because I went through that stage of blaming myself. How could I dare allow someone to harm me in front of my child? That is what hurt me the most, is that my daughter was here to see that and experience that, and she's now having issues from that. She barely wants to go to school. I thank God she's now at a stage where she will go and play without me. She went with her little cousin to her birthday event yesterday, and she went to a church outing, and I'm grateful she's now becoming more outtroverted without me. That is a blessing. I prayed many a nights for that, because at first she would not go anywhere unless I was around. Tony, when you say you was a fighter, do you mean that you was the aggressive one for as hitting your husband? Okay, Tana says she was fighting all her life. She saw it with her parents and uncles and pushed it on us as kids. So that's all I knew, and even took it into her relationship. Okay. So Tony has given us the truth of what goes on in, I'm gonna say the South because I'm from the South. But this happened in a lot of Southern homes. And so we as parents, I had to learn this as well because I was taught to be a fighter. My mom, God rest her soul, played no games with no man. If a man became too verbal against her, he was getting the shit slapped out of him. She was the aggressor. I don't think I've ever seen my mom be abused because usually she was the aggressive one, or the abuser. Now I know that it was abuse. Now that part didn't rub off on me, but the part of not taking no mess did. And so in my head, because I knew I was taught not to allow a man to put his hands on me, in my head, I said, that will never, ever, ever happen to me again. Or never happen, I mean. That will never happen to me. And so when I got woke up out of my sleep and being physically attacked, I never thought that would be me and I would be she. And so when you're programmed, that's why it's important when we grow up and we become someone else's mother that we break generational curses. Now, sometimes when you're going through these things called life, you can only do what you're being taught. If you're not aware subconsciously that what your behavior is called a generational curse. You're doing what you have seen your parents and your family do. And so what Miss Tony has described is generational curses that was in her that she then passed on to her relationships with men and her children then saw that and they deemed that behavior was okay and they are now doing the same thing. But let me tell you, it's nothing wrong with teaching your children how to protect themselves. But it's really important that we make sure it is not going to cause toxicness. And because it wasn't until, that's why I always say, I thank God that he allowed me to become 35, almost 35 before I had my first child. Because if I wasn't at that maturity level and in med school knowing about generational curses, how to break the cycle, I would have passed on hypoaggressiveness to my daughter as well. I would have passed on being a manizer where I always felt like it was okay to have two men because if one man get on my nerves, I'm going to go to the next one. I wasn't going to let nobody play me. That was my mentality. And so if I had not grew up to a certain level, I would have most certainly passed on all of those generational curses to her. Also, my family was really bad at, if the parent not talking, like for an example, if my aunt is not talking to my mom, her children not going to talk to her children. So it was really important that when I grew up and I had a child, whatever me and adult have something going on, my child don't have nothing to do with it. You can still communicate with her because love don't work like that. And so you ain't did nothing to my child. I may not want to talk to you for a good long time, but you've done nothing to my child. So your relationship with my child is separate from me. That's when I tell people to stop dragging children in grown folks' business. Children ain't got nothing to do with it. Just because you can't stand your brother, your sister, your cousin, or your auntie, that ain't got nothing to do with your child. Just because you may think they are such and such, the child or children should know nothing about grown people business. Okay, let's see. I'm Chosen said I'm gonna do it when she's not right up under me. I don't feel like explaining to her to what talking about in the chat. Sometimes she thinks she's a mom. I understand, love. That's how my 7-year-old is try to tell me. What did she say? I was the aggressor. I stabbed my first husband and went to jail. Still to this day, I'm not taking nobody's shit, but my now husband, I respect him, but I will mouth off and he'll say I'm disrespectful. So, Miss Tony, let me ask you this. Have you been through any, besides the generational stuff that you were witnessing, have you been through any trauma yourself? Like, have you been through anything yourself besides the things that you witnessed growing up? Have you been through anything? You say you was the aggressor, you stabbed him, and you had to go to jail. Have you had any therapy or anger management? And again, Queen, thank you so much for feeling comfortable on fixing your crowns to speak your truth. Again, guys, this is a non-judgmental zone. We don't put up with bullying. We don't put up with trolling, none of that. So I'm glad that we have created a space where you guys feel comfortable telling your truth. I greatly appreciate it. Tony said, I preach to my adult kids all the time about these things now, and they will say not you saying that because they know mama don't play, but I know how.
Mom, you smoking again?
No.
Why smell like smoke?
Because I lit my ass in.
What's that?
Over there. It's my incense burning. It's bothering you way back there? Mm-hmm. Okay. Miss Tony said, I preach to my adult kids all the time about these things now, and they will say not you saying that because they know mama don't play, but I now know why I did those things, so I try to teach them, and that's all you can do. You can learn from your mistakes and you teach them to be better. You see what I'm saying? You got to teach them to be better, and that's all you can do. Don't beat yourself up, don't beat yourself down, but you learn from your mistakes. It's called elevating, guys. Just because we are a certain age don't mean we are mature in certain areas. Some areas take some of us longer than others to mature in certain areas. Like I said, it took me way to 35 before I can honestly say I was ready and available to be somebody's mom, because I had a lot of immaturity that needed to be fixed so that I wouldn't corrupt her. So she says she now teach them it's wrong. Miss Sean says she subscribed. Thanks everybody for subscribing to her channel. Drop her link again, y'all, so I can click it and won't forget. Miss Tony say, yes, I now understand why, and I was the way, and she healing. That's great. She's healing. So she's in her healing journey. So Miss Tony, with knowing you in your healing journey, you also too must avoid things that will trigger you. As you heal, you must avoid things that will trigger you. You must avoid them because it's going to send you back. So, when you guys are on your healing journey, as Miss Tony has shared, anybody that's in their healing journey, so they may be recovering from trauma, whatever the case might be, generational things, you must make sure you watch the company that you keep. Is important. Because if you're trying to elevate and get to a deeper level, you can't afford to mingle with someone that is going to set you back to the person that you're trying to say goodbye to. For an example, if you are a heavy drinker and you now realize that you need to get into some therapy, some counseling, because I don't know how many of you know, alcoholism is a disease. And if you are dealing with someone that is having trouble with alcoholism, it is important that if you once is a recovering alcoholic, you absolutely cannot deal with someone that is an alcoholic if they're not in their heal space. If they're continuing to drink and they popping bottles around you and all of that, that is going to set you back. And eventually, because you're in that space and you see it, your body is going to then crave the taste of alcohol, and then you will have a setback. With Miss Tony, she cannot, because she has had issues with being aggressive. She can't have a relationship with someone, a friendship or anything with someone that is hyper aggressive, or that's going to be loud, abusive, verbally, because it's going to trigger her while she's on her healing journey. She's going to want to slap the hell out of somebody. And so she have to avoid relationships with people that are hyper aggressive. I'm chosen states that part of me want to ask you, do you call your hubby the B word or such words? But I don't think I really want to know, because if you say yes, I'm going to get you. Miss Tony, I'm chosen says she wanted to ask you, do you call your husband any names like the B word or something like that? Miss Tony said, I'm trying. My oldest daughter told me she was proud of me because she see the difference in me and our relationship is so much better. That's great. And as I said, give yourself some grace, love. As you go through your healing journey, know some days are going to be better than the next. And then some days may be a little harder than the next. But allow yourself some grace, because as I always say to you guys, healing is not a race. It is a marathon. You're going to get there when you get there. The important thing that you do is you keep running. You may have to jog. You may have to walk, but you do not want to turn around and go back. You want to continue on whatever pace is comfortable for you to finish the race. So I am proud of you as well for first acknowledging the issue, getting some help with the issue, and then deciding that you want to become better and do better. That's all we can do. I'm chosen says, only because you said he told you that you disrespectful. Okay. She said, my daughter will call a man all kinds of names. Now she has a son. I told her to leave that toxic alone. Absolutely. Because if she goes to calling people all types of names around people, her son is going to think that that is okay to do. Our children are a byproduct of us. They do the good and the bad. They're like human sponges as their cognitive skills develop. When their cognitive skills developing, you have to be real careful what they store in their growing brain. Because if you're showing them buffoonery, you can bet your bottom dollar as they grow up, the buffoonery is in them, bedded in them. Miss Sonia said, heck no, he don't play that. I may have slipped up, but now I apologize. That's true. Yeah, see, some Southern women, we are flippity at the mouth by nature. We're flippity at the mouth because, like I said, our ancestors, our grandma grew up, and some of that is byproduct of what we see. I had a very strong issue verbally. I would verbal assault someone when I get upset. That was my time to verbally assault somebody. But now I know better. I don't do that, and I don't accept anyone doing it to me. If we're in a disagreement and I'm speaking to you with respect and you begin to verbally assault me, oh, goodbye. You're done. You cooked and booked. You done. Anti-violence said to you, Miss Tony, show yourself some grace. When we grow up in a violent environment, we become aggressive or abused. It isn't easy to break the cycle, but you can. Absolutely. And she stated that she's on her healing journey. Her children is starting to know the difference in her. So if they see mom can change, then if you got a daughter, your daughter that's aggressive like you, she see you're changing, she'll say, my mom decided to change this behavior. Maybe it's time for me to do the same. Right, Kim? Because I feed off energy real bad and I move however they move. Yes. You be on whatever type of time a person is on. But I learned that being on the type of time that other people is on will get you in jail real quick. And so I've learned to not allow certain things to trigger me. So my favorite button now is the block button. That's like one of my best friends. When you come into the I'm going to block you. And until I feel like you're in a better space, I'm not going to talk to you or deal with you. I'm in a stage in my life where I don't mind cutting people off. If you're going to be verbally abusive towards me or not care about my feelings or come with the rah, block, holler at you, I walk away now so silently, I don't even respond to buffoonery. And that pisses them off worse. I've learned your silent goodbyes, ooh, them hurt bad. The silent goodbyes hurt bad. Or when you don't allow a person that's used to getting the last word, if you don't allow them to get the last word, ooh, that really hurt. Yeah, that is awesome. Definitely awesome. She said her best friend tell her that often. Yes, and that's all you can be. That's all you can be, Miss Tony. So give yourself some grace where you will allow your grandchildren to now come into a different type of you. And so you can extend that new you to them. So they'll know when they grow up and have a family, their grandma was chill. She treated people right and did people right. So you be the example for them babies that they need. She said, yeah, came out with verbally assault the Aquarius and me like to hit where it hurts. I'm a Capricorn. And I, because I'm a psychologist and a psychologist major, we had to take human anatomy. We had to take all of those classes that deals with the human mind. So if you weak-minded, I can mind, manipulate you, flip you, and trip you. So because I like to play games with your mind. And so if you piss me off and you insult my intelligence or you think you done got one over on me, because I've already psychoanalyzed you and mentally I know what your triggers are, I'm going to hit them triggers like a light switch. Pop, 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 pop. And you're going to be so hurt and so appalled at me that I don't even have to verbally hit you. I just assaulted you with my tongue. But I realized that ain't what you want to do because I don't like it being done to me. So I had to check myself in that area and say, you don't want it done to you. You have to stop doing it. And then I didn't want to teach my daughter that. That's why I tell everybody my daughter saved my life because I was headed for self-destruction without that little lady. I was headed for self-destruction because my mentality was rah, rah, rah. My mentality was aggressive. I was a boss. I had a great career, but I was so pig-headed and just so, You know what I'm saying? And so she humbled me. Taught me how to give people grace and mercy. And then plus I'm somebody's mama, so I can't be on level 10 and risk going to jail.
Mom.
Hold on just a second, y'all. Okay, I'm back now. So we as an adult, we have to know what level we are. Just because you grown, your age say you grown, don't mean you grown. Some of us reach 30 and still childish as hell. Or 32, 35, whatever the age is. So it's until we recognize that there's an issue and there's some growing that needs to happen, then the behavior is not going to change. We have to get to a certain point where we're tired of the buffoonery, we're tired of being the lesser version of ourselves, and decide that we want to become the better version of what God intends for us to be and walk into our gift and our calling the correct way. And you cannot be what God wants you to be if your flesh is full of buffoonery. Okay, so I'm chosen said if I call him cheating, he was all kinds of, oh, okay. Yeah, and in my past, I would have input that as well. I was very good at calling them the N word. Miss Sean said, I also want to share this scripture, Psalm 65. Read it. You want me to read it? Okay. Yes, ma'am. I will definitely read it out. Y'all know I ain't got no problem with no good old scriptures, honey. Just 65, or is you talking about 65 and 11? Or one? If you're just talking about Psalm 65, generally it states that God's presence is life and abundance. Psalm 65 also says a song of praise and thanksgiving to God, acknowledging his goodness, provision, and power, particularly in his role as the source of abundant blessings for both spiritually and earthly life. So there you guys go. Miss Tony says, yes, Cam confirmation. I block and cut off now. I used to argue with everyone, but but not now, baby. It's whatever, as long as you don't touch me and mine. That is correct. I don't even, when you send me a barrage of hatefulness and I see the devil is using you, I don't even give you the satisfaction of reading it. I delete it, block it, and block you. That's what I do. I don't even read it. When I see you still on the buffoonery, block, 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 delete. Delete and block. That's my favorite word now, delete and block. I don't even read your buffoonery to disturb my spirit. I just go ahead and get you on up out of here. And just maybe if you hadn't did something so foul that I no longer ever want to deal with you down the line, when you have decided to change your ways, then we later can deal with each other. But until then, that's a no for me. Also, guys, you got to be real careful when you're dealing with people that is dealing with mental illness themselves. Because then that will project onto you if they're dealing with untreated illnesses and issues themselves. It will project onto you. Your relationship will never be stable because it always will be an issue. It is always going to be an attack of thinking you're wronging them in some kind of way. So if you are in your healing season and you have decided to be a better version of yourself and get healing, it is going to be very hard for you to have a relationship with anyone that is suffering from mental illness, refusing to get help for it, is content with staying at the bottom, and they want to drag you down there with them. Dr. Kim, is a good lie, but I ain't gonna lie. That is got my anxiety kicking back in because I know how much work I have ahead of me getting my daughter to a place of completely toxic free. She knows it's not. Well, I'm chosen. I hate to hear that it's allowed. You can't find the remote?
No,
Okay, well, get my iPad in.
it's dead. And I was charging my phone first.
Girl, you can't survive without watching TV?
No.
Okay. Yeah, my 7-year-old a trip. But what I was gonna say? She ain't gonna be. I changed my passcode, y'all. She likes to get into my iPad, so she'll be back in here in a minute for me to unlock my phone. Come bring it so I can unlock it. I'm chosen. Anti-violence. What would you say to I'm chosen? She said this is a good live, but it.
Password.
You don't get to know my password. There you go. You don't get to know. Here. Oh. You don't want it? She said, okay, if a man to call her or her call him one. Okay. I hear her argue on the phone with her son's father, and it hurts me that all she has to do is hang up. Anti-violence says one of the hardest things to do is learn how to control your tongue. But sometimes holding your tongue and setting boundaries around you to protect your mental health is the best option. Absolutely. What you do, how you set boundaries, this is what has worked for me. You tell a person you tell them, you set a tone. You bring to their remembrance what they have done to offend you. It can be behavior, accusing you of something, or whatever it may be. You first let them know what they have done to offend you. And then you remind them that you are in your healing season and you cannot and you will not deal with that, and you do not wish to talk to them at the moment. That's it. And then you politely hit the block button for however long you need to for that person to either go get well themselves or change their behavior towards you. I don't care who that person is. No one deserves to be verbally, physically, or emotionally abused in any way. If you one of them people, when you get angry, you verbally assault somebody, look for you not to have many friends of people that want to stick around you. Because that's not the agape type of love. God love shows up even in anger. So if you got someone that uses an excuse when they get angry that they verbally assault you, then you know they loving you from their heart, or they love ain't there at all, because love shows up even in a disagreement. You agree to disagree and you walk away to a better time and better space. But when you become verbally insulting to someone that you pretend that you love, Every time you get mad, you become verbally attacking to their character, who they are as a person. The best thing for you to do, you don't care who they are, you let them go. And some relationships are not even salvageable. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean it requires reconciliation. Some people are so toxic, so negative, so jealous hearted that they deserve no opening to you. You need to deny access to yourself with them kind of people. Because if you are in your healing season, they're going to cause you some digression. You're not going to be able to fully heal with that. Okay, let me see. Right. I can't be manipulative. I can't be manipulative either. Okay, what I missed. She said, I swear I don't go back and forth, but it took me a long time to get there. I hang up on my mom if she starts to trigger me. No. And long as you do it with respect, sometimes you have to do what you got to do. When you're in a healing season, you politely say, bye, mom, I got to go. And that's what I do. Bye, I'm finna go. Have a good night. Or when I'm ending relationships, I say goodbye. You have a blessed night, or you take care. Be blessed. I'll talk to you some other time, but right now I am disconnecting. When somebody tell you they're disconnecting or they're walking away, allow that person time. Don't keep badgering them. Okay, what I missed? Let me catch up. Miss Tony said her grandkids saved her life. Absolutely. My baby saved mine. Miss Tony said being on probation humbled me because I did not want to serve no time. Absolutely. It will definitely humble you. I consider myself a bad lady, but I can't do no jail time. So if the thought of having to do jail time alone straightens me up. She said that's her heart. I'm chosen asking you, was you on probation for the stabbing of your husband? Also, Miss Tony, I want to know, when you stabbed him, did he survive? Oh, it's talking about the whole Psalms. Okay. The whole Psalms. Okay. You meant 56. Okay. Psalms 56. I know it's talking about David and how David is. If I'm going off the top of my head, so correct me, my Bible lovers out there. Psalms 56 was talking about David, I know, and how he was fearful, but he was putting his trust in God, and relying on the protection from God to save him from all of his enemies and any danger that was around him. And it also talks about how your suffering is not purposeless. So basically it's saying everything you go through is for a purpose. I'm chosen. Me and my mom just got into it, and when my grandma passed, but I apologize. So I know God working on me because I'm a handful. That's why I took breaks from the saga, because it triggered me. Oh, Miss Tony, you was in the saga, sweetheart. The saga I heard was a hot, shitty mess. And I'm glad I played no parts in it. That's why I wasn't going to allow the devil to drag me into it. And no one was going to make commentary and money off of no back and forth with me at all. No. Read the whole thing. Okay. Let me pull it up then. I was paraphrasing from my head, but let me pull it up. All right, you guys. We're going to go over Psalms chapter 56. Let me put it up. What we're reading. 1 second. You guys can write it down, or you can put it somewhere for you to go back and study it yourself. From request from Sean, I'm going to read Psalms 56. The whole chapter. Psalms chapter 56, verse 1. Be gracious to me, O God, for man tramples on me all day long, and attacker oppresses me. 2. My enemies trample on me all day long, for many attack me proudly. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. Psalms 56 and 3. 56 and 4. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust, I shall not be afraid. What can flesh do to me? 5. All day long they injure my cause, and their thoughts are against me for evil. They stir up strife, they lurk, they watch my steps as they have waited for my life. For their crime will thy escape, in wrath cast down the peoples, O God. 56 and 8. You have kept count of my tosses, put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book? Then my enemies will turn back in the day when I call. This I know, that God is for me. In God, whose word I praise, in Lord, whose word I praise, in God I trust, I shall not be afraid. What can man do to me? I must perform my vows to you, O God. I will render thank offerings to you. 13. For you have delivered my soul from death, yes, my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of light. Was that it? I still got my Bible right here. Let me go to it. I'm gonna read it to you guys in the NIV version. Y'all know I keep my Bible handy, because you got to pray away these demons out your life, baby. You got to get you a book, honey, and you got to pray these devils up out your life. Sometimes when your flesh want to cut up and a person then aggravated you to that point where they want to cause you to get out of your character, keep your Bible close to you everywhere you go. Whether you have to have a Bible in your purse, and you turn to the word of God instead of turning to your flesh. Start learning how to turn to the word of God. And what I'm learning to do is have more healthy habits. So when a person want to test me, instead of me getting out of character, I delete and block. I don't read the foolishness, or I don't allow nobody to come to me with foolishness. But if my spirit is a little bit weary and my flesh is battling against my spirit, I grab my handy purple Bible, and it has become my best friend in the event I am wanting to jump out of character. So let me go. Y'all know I keep my Bible right by me. Because, see, you got to stay armored up in this world we call life. Because show you living, people going to try you. I promise you. You will be tried. And the closer you get to the word of God, you will be tried even higher. You will be tried more and more. The more you get connected to the light and the spirit of God, the enemy is going to really come at you with everything they got. They're going to use people that may not be on their healing journey correctly, that may be allowing the devil to use them. They're going to go through people that are close to you. That's why it's important that you connect yourself with people that are striving for God's love, and not the love of man, but the love of God. Because if you surround yourself with someone that is striving for the love of God, even when you guys disagree, love gonna show up and show out. You ain't got to worry about them belittling you when they get upset, or you ain't got to worry about no jealousy. You ain't got to worry about no confusion or buffoonery. They're not going to have in their mind that you're trying to do them wrong, or they're not going to have no type of strife or hidden iniquity in their heart towards you if you connect yourself with someone that's not just saying that they about that godly life, but they're living that godly walk and they're doing the godly talk. So you got to check your circle. And I just taught yesterday, we went through the scriptures where you prefer someone to love you from their spirit and not their heart. So you're going to need to check the people that's closest to you on where they at. Because I'm telling you guys, show fat, meat, greasy, as you continue on your healing walk on becoming a better person and you get more connected to the body of Christ, I promise you, the people closest to you will show they behind. And you got to learn how to let some people go. It's okay. Everybody blood don't make them blood. Everybody that's your friend don't really make them a friend. Sometimes people that are not even related to you treat you better than people that are related to you. And I ain't just saying that because something I heard. I'm telling you from something I know, what I've experienced. Check the people that you say you love, because the ones that is closest to you will be the ones that will break your heart. Start teaching people how to love you. It's up to you to set a example of how you demand to be treated. You have to show people that treating you right is not an option, it's a requirement. You don't get to talk to me any kind of way. I have now set boundaries where now we're going to agree to disagree. We're going to talk to each other with respect. And if respect cannot be done, I am going to walk away. I do not argue with anybody. I'm going to hang up on you. And if you continue to come to me with buffoonery after I've said good night, I'm going to block you. Because I have ended the conversation with be blessed, have a good night, or have a good day. And if I tell you that I am not about that drama and you continue on with it, you just bought yourself a ticket to not talking to me for a good while. And if I pray about you and God tells me that it's time for to remove you out of my life, I don't care what relationship we have. I'm going to love you from a distance and wish you well, but I no longer wish to have you in my circle. And if they can't respect that, then they don't need to be in your life. That doesn't make them a bad person, or that don't mean you got to hate them. That just means you guys are not on the same wavelength and they don't deserve an occupancy in your circle. Just because you blood doesn't mean you have to have a relationship with them. I don't care who they are. If they are toxic and they are enabling you to grow, sometimes you got to walk away until they decide to grow with you. And if they decide that they still don't want to grow, you love them from a distance and you continue to pray for them, but you tell them, I no longer can allow you to hurt me verbally, physically, emotionally. Just because we're family doesn't give a person a right to treat you any kind of way. Some people think because they connected to you by blood, that gives them an invitation. It don't. I'm in my cutoff season. Anybody can get it because I give people love and respect. And either you're going to give me the same thing or you don't deserve a chair at my table. period. And I'm going to do it with grace. I'm not going to bad you on Beyonce's internet. I'm not going to get on social media with subliminal posts. And if we're in a disagreement and I see you with the subliminals, I'm going to block you because I'm dead serious about my peace. So we ain't even got to be friends on social media if you come in with the buffoonery. Learn how to stop accepting the bare minimum from people and you giving your all. You don't stop being a good person. You just learn how to be a good person to someone that is going to appreciate what you're giving out. You ain't got to accept no buffoonery from nobody. Okay. So I got it pulled up, Psalm 65, and this is from the NIV version. Praise awaits you, O God, in Zion till your vows will be fulfilled. Was it 65 or 57? No, it was 57. My bad, child. I went back to 65. I'm going to go back to 57. Okay, 57. Have mercy on me, O God. Have mercy on me. For you in you my soul takes refuge. I will take refuge in the shadow of your wings until the disaster has passed. That means you will take refuge in God until the disaster passes. It's Psalms 56. Oh. Well, I just read a great scripture. If you guys need it, it is Psalms 57 and 1. Says, I will take refuge in the shadow of your wings until the disaster has passed, oh God. That's a good one. I got you, Sean. It's 56. So let's get into it. Psalms chapter 56. 1. Be merciful to me, O God, for men hollow pursue me. All day long they press their attack. Verse 2. My slanderers pursue me all day long. Many are attacking me in their pride. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. Psalms 56 and 3. That is something that you guys, somebody put Psalms 56 in the comments. Let me put it up here. This is a good go-to scripture, guys, when you are afraid. Uh-oh, y'all, I done misspelled it. I still misspelled it. Y'all get it. Somebody put Psalms 56 and 3 in there for me. Psalms 56 and 3 is a great scripture to go back to when you are afraid, when you are feeling weary. It says, when I am afraid, I will trust in you. And God, in God whose word I praise, and God I trust, I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do to me? All day long they twist my words. They are always plotting to harm me. They conspire, they lurk, they watch my steps, eager to take my life. On no account let them escape in your anger, O God. Bring down the nations. Record my laminate. List my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your record? Then my enemies will turn back when I call for help. By this I will know that God is for me. And God whose word I praise, in the Lord whose word I praise. And God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Verse 12. I am under vows to you, O God. I will present my thank you offerings to you. For you have delivered me from death and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life. That is the whole chapter 56 of Psalms. Thank you, Miss Angela. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Psalms 56:3, that is a go-to verse that you guys, when you are feeling in pain or you are feeling in fear, sorrow, that is a verse that you can go and reference to get your eyes back on God and know that God will never leave you nor forsake you. And that is a go-to scripture for you. Protect your peace, shared. David wrote Psalms 56 when he feared for his life. Exactly. That's why I just said 56:3 is a great scripture to go back to when you are feeling in fear, and you will know that God has you covered. I'm chosen. I don't get how some of those can't get along. You don't have to talk to that person, but all of the name calling about talking about other people's looks, some people don't even have room to talk. Well, when people talk about people's looks and they try to badger people and all of that, when you're an adult, you don't worry about it, especially when you're adulting in real life. You don't have to worry about it. When somebody tries to talk about you, they talked about Christ. That's a form of bullying. So when they do that type of stuff, you just overlook them and pray for them, because they may be suffering from some serious issues themselves. Anytime somebody thinks belittling someone is okay to do, they're suffering from some serious issues themselves. And they may not feel as pretty. And so when they try to degrade you, they have to do that to make themselves feel better about whatever their shortcomings are. David wrote Psalm 56 when he feared for his life. Absolutely. And Sean said, God was saying, I will protect you even when people try to destroy you. Thanks, Dr. Kim. You're very welcome, love. Yes, your trip to Jamaica was a protection for you, because he knows the path that is coming before us before we know it. And so you went to Jamaica. You thought you was just going to get away, but you was getting away literally from anything that was going to cause you to trick you out your spot, and also for a hem of protection. Because while this said person was very unstable and off of their meds probably, they could have caused you physical harm, and to protect you and your family, you could have caused them physical harm. Brittany says, if you don't like anyone, just move on and do content. But some people, that's all they know is drama. Absolutely. People, let me tell y'all something. I was hit up so much, people could not believe that I would not go back and forth with people. People couldn't believe it. They was like, oh my God, that didn't bother you when this person said such and such, such and such, such and such. No, because I'm grown. I'm 43 years old and I'm comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with how I look. I'm one of the women that don't wear makeup at all. I only wear eyeshadow and eyeliner. So I'm comfortable with me. So whatever you say, whatever you do, it doesn't bother me, because I'm a child of God and I'm comfortable with me. I love me some me. And my maturity level, I don't go back and forth with people, because like I said, beef, I don't even hardly do beef for dinner. So I just look at women or men that do that as broken individuals. And you really just have to pray for them. And when you give them nothing to go back and forth from, then eventually they got to shut the hell up. That's it, and that's all. Nothing can bother you unless you choose to allow it to bother you. Mm-hmm. Nothing can bother you unless you allow it to. So we have to be mindful of that. So, do any of you guys have any more questions? Anything you want to add? Anything you want to talk about? Any scriptures you guys want me to go over? Anytime, it don't matter what live we on, I will go over the scripture, whatever. Yeah, that's it. That's all. I love me some me. Nothing you say gonna get me not to love me some me. I was called a country bumpkin, and I guess me owning all these acres of land, I'm country. I own my own home. I'm very productive in the community. I guess that makes me country because I'm from Louisiana. That don't bother me either. I'm proudly raised. Let me tell the people something that they don't know about me. I love being transparent. I'm born and raised in Shreveport, Louisiana. I was raised up. My mom lived in Stony Hill when I was like 3 or 4. She lived in Bossier City when I was 1. She then moved to Pines Road, and then she moved to Cherokee Park. So I was born and raised on the North. They call it the North. Then the North was considered a middle class area. Now, oh no, but it was considered a middle class area. And so I went to high school, elementary, until I went to Washington and had to go to junior high in some high school there. But I was born and raised on the North. I'm not ashamed from where I came from, because where I came from made me the woman I am today. Oh, but now let me tell you what God did for me. He got me out of that area. I graduated at the top of my class in my higher education. I've been on the president's list, but none of my accolades matter. When God say it's time to leave this earthly body, I am more proud of the people that I have helped and served. Because, see, I'm a servant. I'm a servant of God. And so the people that I've blessed on my journey called life is more important to me than my resume. So when you try to come for me, if you don't have 0, 0, 0 zeros when you pull up your bank, and if you have not blessed anybody, we can't talk about anything. I will feel bad arguing with someone that can be my patient. And that's with anybody. I don't argue with low vibrational people. And I don't argue with someone that I know needs a 72-hour hold either. And that's with anybody. I'm speaking generally. Anybody. I get you out from around me because, again, I know myself. And I used to be a very short-tempered person, very aggressive. And so I don't want anybody to make me go back to what I had to pray my way out of. I'm not going to allow anybody to trick me to going back to the woman I had to go through the wilderness to unbecome her. Absolutely protect your peace. Protect your peace. Say, when you're afraid, you can recite Psalms 56:3 to strengthen yourself in God. Absolutely. So I'm not gonna argue with a person or anybody that's friends, family, on this Beyonce's internet, anybody. I'm not gonna argue with anybody that I see is in great need of mental help at all. I'm not. And if you're not evenly yoked, well, we can have a conversation. If you're not where I need to, I can respect your opinion. I don't listen to you. If you're a bully, whether you're a man or a woman, if you bullying people and you think it's okay to bully people, I don't listen to nothing you say. You make fun of people, I don't listen to nothing you say. And that's in real life. I don't deal with people like that. I don't like inconsiderate people. I'm very considerate, and I can't stand inconsiderate people. My sister's keeper is from Louisiana also. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Protect Your Peace. Yeah, she's from Shreveport as well. She is from Shreveport as well. And she's one of my KGJA great customers. We both learn, we both love to shop. But yeah, she loves to shop, and so we do our KGJA, and she gets some good stuff. You born and raised in Lake Charles, okay? My Louisiana people, you got to be strong-minded coming from Louisiana, because Louisiana is behind on a lot of things. So you got to be a hustler and a go-getter when you coming out of these Louisiana streets, honey. Great life. Thank you, Brittany. I'm chosen, said like-minded and equally yoked. Absolutely. I don't want to talk to nobody that's off they rocker, because it's gonna make my head hurt. If you content as being off your rocker, rock on. I ain't finna deal with you. Just rock on, baby. If you with that buffoonery, it's gonna trigger me, so I know I can't deal with you if you with the buffoonery. If you can't hold a conversation, I ain't finna talk to you. Get on somewhere. Miss Sean said, awesome, love. Thank you so much for the positivity. So refreshing, and I needed to pick me up. You're very welcome, love. That's what God calls me to do. I was actually sitting here filling out some paperwork, and God said, you need to do a live. It's some people that may be struggling today. You need to reach out to your people and see how people are doing. So I said, okay, because I did not have intentions of going live today. When I get off here, me and my daughter is going to restock our yarn earrings. So we'll be making some more of our yarn earrings. They're fast sellers, so they sell out pretty fast. Our tassel yarn earrings, we will be remaking some of them. But yeah. But ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody gonna deal with your buffoonery but you. I ain't dealing with it. Now, if you get some sense and you want to talk sensible, we can maybe talk. But if you still with the buffoonery, that's going to be the more time that you going to be without dealing with me. And then if too much time pass, I ain't going to find you no value in my life. And then that's going to be for good. Miss Hunter said, I remind her of her mom every time I say buffoonery. Yeah, that's a southern thing. My grandma, she used to say buffoonery. Yes, definitely. Y'all know I'm always listen at the calling. When God tell me to move, it's bigger than me and my own understanding. So now as I go on my spiritual journey, I've began to listen to the spirit more, because it's bigger than me. You know, I'm just a vessel. And so I like God to use me whichever way he see fit to do his work. And that's positivity, helping someone to understand the word of God. I have no issues of reading scripture on my channel. That's what it's about. Y'all know Bible study will be every Tuesday. I will be praying on the next subject to go over. You guys asked for us to learn more about the Bible, so I definitely wanted to give you guys that. Protect your peace. You said you from Shreveport. What part you said you from? Miss Angela says she loves my positivity. Thank you, love. Anti-violence, say great lie, Kim. Keep the positivity and fixing crowns coming. I definitely will. Anti-violence says I got her saying buffoonery. Baby, I have t-shirts with buffoonery on there too. I'm gonna have, there you go with that buffoonery, you know, because I like to wear what I say. So my sayings, all of that'll be on shirts as well. And I had told Felicia she needs to put some of her sayings on shirts. But I definitely will have shirts say, there you go with that buffoonery. Well, girl, listen, anytime you want to come on with your country deep voice, you come on, you know. This my country deep voice has got me in the rooms with a lot of who's hunty. So you know when they try to call me country bunk and I cross my legs and I just pull up that bank receipt, I don't get upset at all, honey, because this country girl is has arrived and it's okay. You want a purple one? What size, love? You got my number, Miss Angela. Just text me your size. Now, yeah, it's a southern thing. I remember when we used to almost barely get home when the lights came on. My grandma said, now y'all with that buffoonery, you was about to get your butt whooped. Yes, baby, we not playing no games over here. I love to wear what I say, and I'm gonna have me one with the audacity. I'm gonna put D and then because I ain't trying to cuss. So I'm gonna put there goes the blank audacity. 3X. Okay, love. Write myself a note. You said a purple shirt. Mm-mm-mm. And yeah, y'all, the shirts won't be number $20. And I'll show them when we go live on our KGJA. I'm gonna ask Miss Destiny when she wants to do another KGJA live because she likes to navigate it. Miss Tony, let me know what size your mom will love, and I'll get you one. I kind of talk like you can. We from the same city. I almost cussed my coworker out yesterday because he called me ghetto. Yeah, like why they always trying to stigmatize us because we from the South or we from Louisiana? Everybody not living in gutter. No, everybody is not uneducated. Just because where you from, you cannot try to box everybody in. Just because you're from Louisiana doesn't mean that you live in the country. You're very ignorant to think that. I very much live in the city, but guess what, Bookie? But I also own land in the country. So I'll be a country bumpkin. Yeah, okay. Dr. Cam, I will make some purchases from you one day, just not today. I like your merch, the way my bank account is. I understand, love, but you definitely can watch the lives because we do cash giveaways. We play Blingo for cash. We play trivia. And I give away real money right on the live show. I cash app you, Zelle you, or whatever. So I keep my ladies that shop keep asking me, when am I doing a live? Oh, Miss Tony said she's been in Texas since her kids were small. Okay. Okay, let me know when you get a size, love. Yes, you've been dealing with a whole bunch of buffoonery lately, but you know you are a woman of God and God got your back. You know whenever you need me, I am only one call away. I'll be your ear or your shoulder, whatever you is needing in that time. You know you can always call me. No, Miss Brittany. You email me? You probably got to text me, Miss Brittany. Okay. Oh, you was here? Okay. Yeah, my daughter navigated the first part until she said she was tired. She gonna get tired probably halfway through. But yeah, we was called I was called a country bumpkin. Then somebody said something. What was it about my teeth or something? And they just don't know. I got a bag to fix my teeth if I wanted to, but I have not wanted to go to the dentist. But my porcelain veneers is already paid for, Bookie Butt. I just have not been in no rush to go have oral surgery. Okay, I ain't been in no rush. Mm-hmm. It went through. Well, you know I changed phones, Miss Brittany. So it may have not. I may have not just seen it. It may be in my mail. I will check it again. Or my baby girl got it and read it and didn't let me know. But definitely, you can text that business number. Let me put it in here again. Because if I didn't respond to it, I definitely didn't get it. Because I usually respond or I acknowledge receipt of it. That is my business. Text it to me, love. Because I'm looking at it now. It may have been marked as spam, Miss Brittany. Take my business number, Miss Brittany, and text. Do anybody have any questions before I close out? That is my contact information. You guys, please take it down. In the event, if you guys contact me, if it's KGJA related, my 7-year-old does sometimes get that information. And so if I don't personally respond to you guys, that is our business number. Please shoot me a text. Like TLC, I didn't get her email, but she did text me and we were able to straighten out the issue so she can get her order. So definitely text me, Brittany, and whatever you was asking in the email, I will get it handled for you, love. So if it's no questions or concerns, you'll text, okay. Y'all be on the lookout for Tuesday's Bible study. I will be posting the topic of what that Bible study will be. Please stay away from people that's with the buffoonery, because it's gonna just mess up your spirit. And if you hyper aggressive like I once used to be, it's gonna trigger you to go off. And that ain't gonna solve nothing. It's just gonna escalate the issue. You guys want to stay connected to the light. If you know somebody that wants to learn the word of God, and invite them over. We have a free space here. We have a safe space here where nobody is able to come on here with the buffoonery. I have a strict policy with buffoonery. Anybody can come over and take a seat or be in the bushes. But if you come over here degrading people, playing games, not being respectful, we get you on out of here. We ain't nobody got time for the buffoonery. So you guys all have a good night. Yes, everybody hearts and minds are clear to finish out the week. I pray that this live helped you to clear your space, clear your mind, and clear your heart. We will do a KGJA live this weekend, y'all. So if you need looking for some merchandise and accessories, we will do a live this weekend. What day, I don't know, but we'll do it. So I'm going to get out of here and go make us some earrings. You guys be blessed. You go on with your week with your head held high. If your head been down, that ain't nothing down there. Look to the sky. God is always there. Good night, y'all beautiful queens and kings that is listening. Y'all be blessed, and I will see you guys soon. Make sure y'all check my community wall. Be blessed. Good night. Hello, thank you for watching Fixing Your Crowns with Dr. Kim Wilson. We appreciate all of your love and support, and I am sending you love and light always. And remember, on your healing journey, it's not how fast you get there, it's when you get there that you will be okay. You be blessed. Bye.